We are reacting on a guide, a Last War Season 1 guide, Part 1, What's All This New Stuff of Big Hair Gaming. So the content creators is called Big Hair Gaming. So hop to his channel and watch his stuff. It got recommended to me by one of my R4, and he is an experienced player and he liked this guide very much and thinks it's pretty helpful. So I think we're gonna learn a lot here. So I stopped the music, hop over, the tone is working, and let's start with our reaction.
This is Big Hair Gaming, back with another video for Last War. So today I want to go over, and this is actually going to be the first video in a series. It's essentially going to be a guide for Season 1. So if you're in the middle of Season 1 and you have any questions, or if your server is on its way to starting Season 1 and you kind of want to know what to expect, what's going to be coming down the pipe. This is going to be the series that you're going to want to stay tuned into. In it, I'm going to go over a lot of the mechanics that you're going to be exposed to. What do you want to prioritize?
Is the sound okay for you? Is it loud enough and somehow balanced and stuff? Or is something weird? Should I like change something? It's perfect. Okay, so then we will continue and listen a bit to him.
What is not so big of a focus? When does that priority change over time? What kind of stuff can you do to prepare? What can you do to put your alliance in a good position for success? And then what kind of positioning and what kind of moves do you need to make to continue to be competitive within the season? And, if things don't go your way in the season for your alliance, what other opportunities do you have to still contribute and to be successful in your server? So those are some of the questions that I aim to answer in this series.
Amazing. That's exactly what we need. We need to know how to position ourselves great.
Questions, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to shoot me a message or whatever, and I'm happy to cover any areas that I don't hit.
Yeah, we are reacting on a content piece, on a guide right now, so feel free to join us. Good thing you're here.
Series to make sure that this ends up being a well-rounded explanation. One of the things that I wasn't super happy with from looking at videos when I was new to the season was just that it just didn't feel like they were informative enough. So today, what we're going to go through is just kind of reviewing some of the mechanics that you'll be exposed to in the very beginning, and just kind of explaining some of the fundamental stuff. So for today, we'll talk about the new map that you're going to be engaging with, as well as some of the Season 1 specific materials that you'll be exposed to. So first, let's get into the map. So,
okay, we start with map. This is great. I can also show you what Diplo shared with me. I show you pretty quickly. I think I still got it open right. Let's look at this. This is the thing we will have to work with. Okay. Look at this. It's first of all, it's huge. Second of all, Second of all, it's confusing. Third of all, it's empty and needs to be filled. So there's a lot of breweries on the outside, like on the edges and sides. Then it's like Fog Shroud Alley is like the next tier. Then the tier 3 is the theme park. And then comes tier 4, City the Art Gallery. And tier 5, the Royal Stadium. Tier 6 is the House of Nobles. And tier 7 is the City of Apocalypse in the middle. So this is what we will need to work with. Yes, this is the Season 1 map. This is how it's gonna look like. Well, it's not looking like this because this is not animated and stuff, but this is, kind of a version where you can like add colors and text of the alliances to the map, so you can like divide the map as a server. So this is the work we need to do before season 1 starts. We need to get together with the alliances and fill in this map to make it work out for us and to not get in each other's ways and block each other's paths and stuff. Yes, this is the thing why Diplo and I are talking so much about getting people together for strategic talks of season 1, because this is really important to do. So I will close this again and we continue with the guide. And now you have like seen the whole thing, and now we can see how it actually looks in the game. But it's the same map. So he shows us this map now, but in game. Let's continue with it. Where is it? Here. Start.
Because I'm in the middle of the season, our map is already, very engaged, shall we say. I'm here on server 689. Really great server. Lots of cool, engaging people that make the game really fun to play, and cool
Good
folks
to
to
hear.
engage with. I'm really happy that I'm here.
Do you like... Wait. Let's go back a second. Do you like see it? Like it's the same thing, but now it's like filled with the colors of the alliances which took those territories. And yes, we need to like pre-plan it so it makes sense for everyone, and everyone like in the NAP 15 or maybe NAP 10 or whatever we will have in season 1 gets enough territory to be strong and to be able also to protect this territory, because this is gonna be a big piece of work to not only to obtain the territory but also to protect the territory from other servers in season 1. Okay, let's continue.
Play and cool folks to engage with. I'm really happy that I'm here. For this server, what is this going to engage like? Looks like we got some engagement up at the top left there. So what is this going to look like to engage like from the very beginning? So before season 1, your server's probably already your server's already reached the capital. They've taken that over, and they there's a weekly battle for that to change hands. Once season 1 starts, you get a brand new map. This is essentially what it looks like. There's a lot more tiles, a lot more space for everybody to occupy, and everyone is going to be cast. Whoops. Too far. Everyone's going to be cast to this outside area where you see these ones are placed. You'll be somewhere out there. Every alliance is going to be spawned along that outside edge. And essentially what you're going to do over the coming weeks is that you're going to take over territory and progress your way to the capital. Somebody will take over the capital just like they did before season 1 started. And if memory serves, I think there's one battle to change the hands of the capital once it gets there. But we'll get to that later, probably in another video. But this is what the map looks like at the start. We'll zoom in here, and there's 2 kinds of buildings that we have on the map. We have military strongholds, and we also have cities. Yes. We're going to get into that a little bit later, probably in the next video, to talk about like how we engage with those components, but just be aware that they exist.
So I want to like step in here for a short one, because I think this is pretty important, that for now we only have cities, and there was like a fixed kind of schedule only for those cities. Like we had, if you remember, like they were bubbled, closed for a time, and then on was it a Wednesday? I don't remember anymore, but they were like open, and we could like City Clash. It was called City Clash. And then on City Clash we could like obtain them. And now we have 2 different kind of objectives. We have the cities and the strongholds, and they are not the same, and they don't work in the same way, and they have different timers and different like reason for us to obtain them. So this is gonna be a new thing we have to adapt to.
Secondarily, there's also a new enemy type that we're going to see, which is this infected elite crab-looking monster scorpion thing.
Okay.
We'll talk about some of the mechanics around that, there is a new mechanic called resistance.
Yes,
That
the
is going to
virus
play
resistance.
into the level of enemies that you and your alliance are able to engage with. Essentially, what it boils down to is the stronger that an enemy is, the greater resistance that is needed to fight it on even terms. At some point, you'll reach maximum resistance, which is going to be 10,000. You start with nothing, and if you have a lower resistance compared to the level of infection of the enemy that you're going to fight, then you'll suffer debuffs against that enemy. So, for example, I can pull up here. My resistance is 10,000. But you can spawn enemies that have a resistance a little bit greater than that. So you'll see here, right about this red little engagement line here, or details, there it says virus resistance required, 10,000 out of 10,100. And I suffer a 2% damage dealt debuff to attacking this enemy, which isn't that big of a deal. But because my highest team's power is less than that, and I'll suffer a little bit of a challenge as I fight it. And that will go up the greater that your resistance, or the greater the difference between your resistance and the amount of infection of the enemy you're trying to fight, the greater that damage dealt debuff is going to be.
E-Rechnung?
Okay, need to endure a little advertisement thing
One
here.
thing to mention, we'll probably talk about that again in greater detail, but what does that mean? What is infection? What is resistance? How does that stuff work? So, getting into the season 1 materials that you're going to be exposed to, you'll note once the season starts that you'll have this new like building zone down at the bottom right-hand corner of your base here. Basically, this is where all the buildings specific to season 1 are going to go. These 3 bases that you have here, don't worry about those for now. Those become active later in the season, but for now I'm going to talk about these protein farms that you see at the top here, as well as this Virus Research Institute. So the 2 materials that you have are these immunization proteins and these mutant crystals. Now the former is what you're going to use to basically allow you to do more upgrades on your Virus Research Institute. So in order for this to get higher in level, you're going to use those immunization or immune proteins. And then the mutant crystals you'll use to boost the level of your protein farms so that you can get more proteins. Right away from the very beginning, what you basically want to do is bum rush your protein generation as quickly as possible. Your Virus Research Institute is how you increase your level of immunity. And because the level of immunity basically directly correlates to the strength of enemies that you can engage with, the more immunity that you have, the stronger enemies you can fight. And in order to increase your immunity, you need these proteins. So the way that these first couple of protein farms work, I can't remember if it's level 5 or level 10. I want to say it's level 10. But in order for you to unlock the protein farm level 2, I believe you need to get the protein farm level 1 up to level 10.
Okay, so we got this thing, like I hope you all know this, that you have to upgrade your drone component. You already did because of the chip. You already have like the chip factory. So it's like this thing where we had to upgrade our drone component factory to level 20 to unlock the drone chip factory, right? So this is like a little bit like this with the protein resistant thing. So we need to upgrade our protein resistant farms, the level 1 ones, to level 10 to unlock the tier 2 protein farms. So tier 1 protein farms to level 10 for tier 2 protein farms to level to unlock them. All right. Got it. So this will be a main objective where we probably will need a lot of RSS and speed ups and stuff in the beginning of the season, so we need to like keep this in mind when it starts.
Then to get the protein farm level 3, I think it might be level 5 actually. Let me see, I might be able to check.
5?
If I go to
yes, check it please. We
it
want to
doesn't say.
know it exactly.
But it's either level 5 or level 10. But you basically want to bum rush getting these up as quickly as you can, and they do kind of work in a daisy chain fashion where to get the next protein farm, you have to get that that newest latest one up to level 5.
Oh
So
no,
you want to get them
Zamadan.
all to level 5. Protein Farm 1, Protein Farm 2.
So where did you stop? Did you like start with us? No, you saw the like map, right? Yes, yes, you already saw the map 3 to 4 minutes ago. Okay, nothing much happened, but he was introducing the new like zombie bosses, which after the Scorpion Monster Elite. Yes. So he's now talking about the season one specific area in your base. And in this area, you will have these protein farms and the chemical lab or something like this chemical research, maybe. And 3 other buildings, he said, which are not so important for now. But we are talking about those protein farms right now. And we need all of this because we want to fight those scorpion monster elites. And we get a huge debuff on those elites if we don't have a high resistancy level. And the main source of resistance we will get from those protein farms. And in order to like rank up or level up our protein farms, we need this chemical research center thing. And the most important information right now is that we start with a protein farm tier 1, and we need to upgrade it to apparently level 10, but he doesn't remember super correctly. He doesn't know if it's like level 5 or level 10, but he thinks it's level 10, so we just go with it for now. But maybe we should actually check if it's actually level 10. I think someone will know. And yeah, to get the tier 2 protein farms. And we need to rush this in the start of the season to get a high resistance level soon to be able to fight stronger elites, which we have to do because reasons.
Protein Farm 3, and then you'll unlock Protein Farm 4, and then you can start leveling them up uniformly all the way across the board to maximize the amount of protein that you're going to get. This last extra bonus one is one that you can get from the season weekly pass, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But essentially, you want to do everything that you can to try to maximize your protein immunization generation as much as possible. The faster that people in your alliance get that up, the sooner that you'll be poised to try to take over territory. We're going to talk about taking over territory in the next one.
Territory, right?
But for to put a cap on this one, because the video is already getting a little bit long, how do you get the mutant crystals? So you have 3 ways of getting mutant crystals. You can, the first time that you kill a given level of zombie or an elite, you'll get some number of mutant crystals. You can get them from the battle pass that's available for all of season 1. And I'll talk about that in a moment. And you can also get it in the weekly pass.
Okay.
So the weekly pass, it's $5. Well, $5 on sale, or it's $10. I don't really remember how the sale stuff works. But that aside, $10, $5, whatever. It's worth it to get the weekly pass, and it's not something that you need to get for the entire length of the season. The weekly pass is going to give you an extra protein generator, so you get that extra protein farm, which is going to be really useful early on in the season. You're going to get a boost to your virus resistance. I believe that boost is 500, just to put a number on it. You move a little bit faster, which I frankly don't really care about, but you also get a couple extra mutant crystals, which earlier on are going to be way more important than later in the season.
Okay, so this is kind of an important information here because a lot of people are always like asking if we would do a purchase, which purchases like would be the most efficient ones. So this weekly pass in the beginning of season 1 would be really good to have. So for everyone who considers spending, it would be a very valuable purchase because it will allow the alliance in the end, this is like the consequence, it will the more members who like purchase this, the faster we will get up in the resistance, so we can like take more territory. So it would, yeah, so we just have to keep in mind as our R4-5 to inform people about this, that it really would make sense to get this pass if we consider to spend, for those who do. Okay.
So every day you get some extra stamina and you get some extra mutant crystals, which are going to come in handy for later. So that's the weekly pass. I think that this is worth getting, especially for the first couple weeks in the season. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is the season battle pass. The season battle pass does last for the whole season. There's a bunch of stuff.
Yes, Prophet and you were already talking about this, Jesus. Yeah, I remember Prophet and you saying that this is almost a must buy, like for at least low budget players, but for everyone who like purchases, this is a must buy, the season pass.
Here that's going
And
to be
now
really
we will
helpful.
learn why.
Primarily, what's in the season battle pass is you do have a couple of cool pickups. You do get some hero shards. You do get some hero summoning tickets. A couple of drone parts. Upgrade medals. That sorts of.
Good input, Jesus. Thank you. The weekly pass that he mentioned before, the first 2 weeks, week 1 and week 2, like really advised to get this, and this one like must buy. Get it.
Stuff, but a lot of it is going to be, you're going to get a bunch of energy, a bunch of the mutant crystals, and you're also going to get a couple of tokens to upgrade your profession for the season. I have a separate video that talks about the profession stuff.
Okay,
I'll drop a link in the comments, or rather in the description of the video, and if I can get it to annotate properly and show up on screen right now, I'll also do that. So I won't worry about the profession stuff, but I think the season battle pass is totally worth it. You get a whole bunch of stuff for the whole length of the season, and you're going to be hitting these benchmarks pretty easily. I'm already at 50k, battle pass points, and the tree caps out at 35k. So you're definitely going to be hitting this over the course of the season, and all this stuff is going to give you like the extra leg up on it, especially on anybody who doesn't have it, but it's going to help you stay competitive with all the other folks who are going to grab it. So I do recommend getting the season battle pass. The season lasts like 2 or 3 months, so for the cost benefit analysis, totally checks out in my book. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Alrighty. So with that,
Got it.
Talking about the weekly pass, the battle pass, covering the maps and the season material stuff, that's going to bring this video to a close. So next time, we're going to get into the different territories that are going to be available, how you engage with those, what you need to prioritize, and how you can position yourself for success for the coming weeks for there. So tune in. That's coming up next. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Feel free to hit the like button, subscribe. There's going to be a bunch more of this stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to try and cover as much of season 1 as it makes sense to. Thanks, y'all. Goodbye.
All right, so he said everything he had to say. I was almost stopping him from saying his last sentence, which is a bit rude, but I managed to be polite in the end at least. So, BigHairGaming introduced to us season 1. It was interesting. Next video next time. I guess so too, yes. So next time we will be looking into the territory, which will be really interesting. Since we already saw this big map and saw that we have to do a lot of work on it, we will be introduced to how the territory interaction actually works. So we can maybe note down like the actual thing that needs to be done when it starts. It was good. I've got some visual on this stuff as well. Nice. Very good. Yes, so I think like the take home message here is to really consider getting those passes, especially like the season pass, and for the first like at least 2 weeks the weekly pass. And what's the other take home message? The resistance, that we like really need to focus on pushing early the resistance, especially the protein farms, the tier 1s to level 10, apparently level 10, and to get access to the tier 2 protein farms, because we will need a lot of them to boost our resistance levels to fight those bosses, to get access to the territory. Wow. Okay, got it.